All right, welcome out here to the Stevens Point area, Pacelli High School here. The Cardinals, Lady Cardinals here playing host here tonight to the Wildcats of Wild Rose here. Just the fourth regular season game here for the Cardinals. They are 2-1 on this very young season here. Head coach Allison Smaglick at the helm again here for the Cardinals, and then for the Wildcats, head coach Brett Brooks. They are already, I believe, they are 4-3, so this is their 8th game of this regular season here, and a conference game at that. So kind of the double dip. Last night we had the Pacelli boys at Wild Rose, and then of course tonight you have the Wild Rose Wildcats here out at Stevens Point, Pacelli, and playing out of that, again, that CWC South Conference here. Pacelli 1-0 in conference play. They were last in action, hard to believe, already December 2nd, last Tuesday, commanding home victory over Port Edwards in that one. Of course, then the game Tuesday, this last Tuesday, the 9th here, that one postponed due to weather. That was a Rosholt game, and I believe the makeup date for that is in February here. So Coach Allison Smaglick, again, a very, very familiar group of players here for the Cardinals. A lot of returning, certainly juniors here. You had the three seniors, Kaylin Yenter and Katie Ilka, Melena Cashin, but they, for the most part, Pacelli bringing back pretty a full cupboard here, we'll say. A lot of talent here thus far. Jaden Stroik, 14.3 points a game. Haley Krzyzewski, 12.7 points a game. Ella Van Order, 11.3 points per game. And Maddie Pionic comes in averaging 10.5 points a game. And then you have Peyton Stroik, just the freshman here, at nearly 7 points a game. We'll get our starting lineups here tonight. We'll have our national anthem, and then we will be underway here. Kind of an earlier start here tonight. No JV game ahead of this one here, but we are ready for some both conference action here tonight between a couple of familiar foes last night and this year, certainly, and Wild Rose. I mean, Callie Havlovitz, who graduated last year, was certainly a very key loss, but for them, they've got Allison Henschel, who averages nearly 21 points a game. So we'll get our national anthem, we'll get our starting lineups here.
Please let your good sportsmanship show during tonight's game. Pacelli, Wild Rose, and the WIAA, thank you for your cooperation. We now ask all to please stand. Lord, we ask your guidance and blessings on tonight's game, the players, coaching staffs, officials, and fans. Help us to be humble in victory, gracious in defeat, and remember that all of our abilities are a gift from you. And when the game is done, grant safe travel home to all. In your name, amen. We ask you to please remain standing. To honor America and those defending our freedom, please remove your hat and place your hand over your heart for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, we are back here, back in the saddle, as they say, right, Angelica? Angelica and our production here tonight. We'll get our starting lineups here for the visiting Wildcats. Mackenzie Kelly gets his start, number 1, the sophomore. Celia Christensen, also a sophomore, number 2. Harper Shipley, another sophomore, number 5. Allison Henschel, the junior, number 10. And Rachel Ballinger, the junior here, head coached by Brett Brooks. Of course, they are 4-3 overall here. And they are 1-1 in conference. Haley Siseski here, the junior, number 3. Junior Maddie Pionic, number 5. The freshman here in Kinsley Shirk, number 15. Jaden Stroik, the junior, number 22. And senior, one of the 2 captains here in Ella Van Order, number 33 here, head coached by Allison Smaglik here back at the helm. Chelly 1-0 in conference play. Want to give thanks, of course, we have our Auto Select, Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. Complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you are good to go. Had a chance to talk to Mr. Doug Noskoviak over there. Of course, his son Adam, freshman over at UW Stevens Point, playing baseball for head coach Nat Richter. A little trivia in case you didn't know. Either way, we are underway here for some conference action here. And Pacelli will control the opening tip here. So Jaden Stroik gets it off to Shirk. That one thrown away, so it'll go back to the Wildcats here. So you've got Kelly Christensen, or Mackenzie Kelly, Celia Christensen, Harper Shipley, Allison Henschel, and Rachel Ballinger here for the Wildcats out in front of Van Order. Van Order up with it, unable to score, pulled out of there by Ballinger there. So she 3 ball on the way by Ballinger. That one no good. Stroik comes out of there with a rebound, and she averages nearly 7.5 rebounds a game as well. And what's even more impressive is that she averages 7.3 steals per game. So 7 assists per game, 7.3 steals per game, 7.5 rebounds a game, and then nearly the 14.5 points per game. So kind of does a little bit of everything, you might say, and actually probably a lot of everything. Gets it out over to Christensen, swings it into the corner. That's Shipley. Defended there by Shirk. Pionic comes out of there with it. Out in front is Stroik. Give back to Van Order and the and 1. So Ella Van Order. And the good ball distribution there. So Van Order scores a first 2 points. She will go to the Serpro free throw line. You can call Serpro for the number 1 choice in cleanup and restoration, Serpro, like it never ever happened. So a timeout called here. We'll take a brief pause. You're listening to and watching high school girls basketball here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Vehicle maintenance is vital to your day-to-day life. That's why Auto Select of Stevens Point reminds you to be sure to schedule regular oil changes, tire rotations, and general inspections to keep your vehicle in great shape. Let the helpful, friendly staff at Auto Select ensure your vehicle continues to keep you and your passengers safe on the roads, as well as keep your vehicle functioning the way it was intended. For quality, dependable automotive care from service experts, place your trust in Auto Select of Stevens Point. At Auto Select, you're good to go.
All right, we are back. As mentioned, Ella Van Order to go to the line here. The foul, that was on Allison Henschel, her first personal foul, team foul number 1. Van Order here to try to complete the and 1, and that one no good. Stroik staying with it, and that one going to go back to the Wildcats. Want to give thanks here tonight to one of our game day sponsors. That's the Rock and Roll Cafe. Find a great variety of breakfast options at the Rock and Roll Cafe. Breakfast, lunch, Friday fish fry, and service with a smile, open daily for breakfast and lunch, only on Stanley Street and in Stevens Point. That is the Rock and Roll Cafe. So inbounding in here for the Wildcats, that's Celia Christensen. She averages about 10 points a game here for the Wildcats, along with 4 rebounds and the assist leader at nearly 3 assists per game. So about a minute 25 gone by in this opening half of CW South Conference action. Pionic tips it, nearly tipped it back, but Kelly to stay with it. And Pacelli showing some pretty good hustle and grit here. We're going to get a jump ball. So it's going to stay with the Wildcats here. That's Henschel up top. Pionic nearly comes out of there with a steal, and that will go back to the Cardinals here. So some pretty stout defense here for Pacelli early goings. Stroik, Shirk, Sashevsky, Pionic, and Van Order on the floor here for the Cardinals. Long swing pass over to Shirk. And unable to come out of there. Haley Sashevsky with a big rebound. Gets it over to Pionic. Pionic able to keep it in play here for the Cardinals. Van Order screen there by Zdroik. Van Order 3 ball on the way. That one going to fall short. And back to the Wildcats. Van Order 11.3 points per contest for the Cardinals. We've got 4 Cardinals that average double digits early goings here. Foul is, and an offensive foul against the Wildcats. I think they're going to get Celia Christensen on that one. And that'll be her first personal foul, team foul number 2. 2.5 minutes gone by here. Pacelli out front here, 2-0. Strike over to Shushevsky. And turned over. Pionic with a good hustle down low and not able to hang on to it. So it's going to go back to the Wildcats. Today's game brought to you in part by Blinds and Designs by Kelly, Premier Auto Body, Stevens Point Brewery, Lee Ayers Jewelers, Point Heating and Cooling, and Portesi Pizza. So, and I'm going to get a kick there, so it'll stay down here with the Wild Rose Wildcats. Head coach Brett Brooks coaching his team up here, looking to try to get on the scoreboard here. Now they are going to get Sashevsky on that. Now that is going to be her first personal team foul number 1. Bounces it into the post there, and Van Order with a rebound. Van Order gets it over to Zdroik. Zdroik tried to thread the needle over to Shirk down low, was cutting, and it's going to stay Pacelli basketball. And a nice pass down low into Van Order, so Van Order now with 4 points. So Ella, one of those 2 seniors, along with Sammy Sankey, the 2 captains. Just the 2 seniors this year for Pacelli. The give out to Shirk, left hand, and so 4-0 early goings here, 3.5 minutes gone by. The give is to Christensen. Christian all turned over, comes out of there. Jaden Zdroik out in front to Pionic. And just outside of the outstretched hands of Pionic. Zdroik 3 ball on the way, and that's Jaden Zdroik for 3. So Pacelli out front here, 7-0 early goings. The give is over to Christensen. Cut off there by both Shirk and Pionic. Down in the corner, that's Harper Shipley. So Christensen will inbound it here for the Wildcats. Back up top, and that one turned over. Zdroik comes out of there with it. Looking to run it up to Van Order, running the floor. Unable to convert on that. Rebounded there by Shipley. So Shipley, the leader in terms of rebounds here for the Wildcats, 7.5 rebounds a game. And a foul on the floor here by the Cardinals. It's going to be their second team foul. That's going to go against Shirk. That'll be her first personal. Both teams now with a pair of fouls. Early goings, pass inside. Up with it, unable to convert on that one. And a jump ball called. It'll go back to the Cardinals here on that. Pacelli will be back in action next Tuesday over at Iola Scandinavia. Zdroik over to Pionk. Pionk, 3-ball, and that's good for Maddie Pionk. So a pair of triples here, consecutive triples by both Jaden Zdroik and Maddie Pionk. Biggest lead now, 10-0. 3-ball on the way. That one boarded there by Van Order. Running the floor is Pionk. Goes up with it, and they're going to get travel there, so it'll go back to the Wildcats. Wild Rose, as we mentioned, 1-1 in conference play. And that one turned over. Pionk going up and score it for Maddie Pionk. So 5 points now to lead all scorers here for the Cardinals. Biggest lead now, extending it 12-0 here. Yeah, they will say tip, so we're going to get a pair of substitutes here. Looks like both Sammy Sankey along with Peyton Zdroik in place of Krzyzewski and Shirk. So you've got Van Order, Zdroik, Pionk, and Sankey on the floor now for the Cardinals. Sounds like it could be a law firm there, perhaps. So Pionk out in front, Van Order running the floor. Nice bounce pass into Zdroik and Jaden Zdroik. So good team basketball there for Pacelli. There's so many different weapons on this Pacelli squad. Out in front, Peyton to Jaden, and Zdroik now with 7 points here tonight, and a timeout called here by head coach Brett Brooks to talk things over. We'll take a brief pause ourselves. You're listening to and watching high school girls basketball here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
After a couple years of a job that doesn't fit, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That is where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Would cooking be a good fit? Try on a career in welding. Perhaps the outdoors suits you better. Or maybe helping people is a better fit. No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options, making Mid-State the perfect fit.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
All right, Angelica says we are back, so that can only mean one thing. We are back here, so Pacelli here with a commanding 16-0 early going lead here, about 6 or so minutes gone by here in the opening half of CW South Conference action here in a kind of another snowy Friday night. This winter has been, it's not even technically winter yet, but nevertheless. So that one turned over, so the good, that's Peyton Zdroik down into Jaden Zdroik. Little head fake, gets it back, tries to get it out to Pionk in the corner there, and that's going to stay here with the Cardinals. So Sankey inbounded here, gets it up to Zdroik. Swings it on over to Pionik. Pionik, 3-ball, that one on the way, and that one is good for Maddie Pionik. So a pair of triples now for Pionik, 8 points in the game. That's Henschel. That one misses long. Sankey with a rebound. Out in transition to Van Order. Van Order goes up with it, and Ella Van Order now up to 6 points here for the Cardinals. Back over to Christensen. Looking to get across the timeline here. That's Henschel. Bounces it down into Shipley. And Wild Rose on the board. So that's Allison Henschel. Again, she averages about 21 points a game to lead the Wild Rose Wildcats in terms of scoring production. Pionik hits it into Peyton Zdroik, out to Van Order, back over to Peyton Zdroik. 3-ball, long three on the way. That one misses long. Rebounded, pulled down by Henschel. Henschel also averages about 5.5 rebounds a contest. Gets it into Christensen. Baseline cut off there by Peyton Zdroik. Haley Krzyzewski checking back in here for Ella Van Order. And a substitute here for Wild Rose. That's going to be sophomore McKenna Jewell in place of Rachel Ballinger. Nearly swiped away there by Pionik. Back up top to Mackenzie Kelly. Down into Shipley. Shipley getting it down low, looking for Jewell down low. And that's Henschel now up to 4 points. The sole 4 points, both by Henschel. Zdroik out to Pionik, swings it over to Peyton Zdroik, over to Krzyzewski. Jaden Zdroik, 3-ball on the way. That one no good, but Pionik comes out of there with a board. Sankey back over to Jaden Zdroik. Zdroik over to Peyton Zdroik. Nice little head fake, tries to get back to Jaden. Bounces it down into Peyton, out to Sankey. 3-ball on the way. That one no good. Rebounded, pulled down by Christensen. Again, she averages 4.5 rebounds contest, does Celia. And down low, off the glass, no good. Krzyzewski with a rebound. Gets it out to Zdroik. Sankey, the senior, as we mentioned, the co-captains. And a long two there for Krzyzewski. And she's one of those nearly 13 points a game for Haley as well. The junior Kinsley Shirk set to check back in here for the Cardinals, along with that's Tegan Jackson, the freshman, number 20. And then Kinsley Shirk also back into the game, so a pair of freshmen checking in here for both squads. 23-4 our score here. About 9 or so minutes gone by in this opening half. Zdroik picked up there by Jackson. And wide open to Sankey. Sankey able to score on that, so nice find there to get that to Sammy Sankey now with 2 points. Largest lead now here for the Cardinals. Jackson gets it back over to Christensen. Defended up top there by Jaden Zdroik. Bounces it back into Henschel. Henschel going baseline. Cut off there nicely by Shirk, and that one poked out of there, but it's going to stay here with the Wildcats. And nearly at 5 seconds there. Gets it back up to the freshman in Jackson. And a foul will be called here. I think they're going to get Jaden Zdroik on that one. That's going to be Her first personal.
Pacelli foul number 22, Jaden Stroik. That's her first personal team foul.
Team foul number 3 now for the Cardinals. Back over to Henschel. And Stroik comes out of there with it. Bounces it into Sankey, and Sankey score it. And she'll be fouled on that one as well. So she will have a chance to complete the and one here at the Serpro free throw line here for Sammy Sankey. 4 points here tonight for Sammy. That's going to go against Tegan Jackson, the freshman, her first personal team foul. Number 3 now for the Wildcats. Sankey, that one is up and no good. Krzyzewski 3-ball on the way. That one rebounded down low by Peyton Stroik, and a jump ball is going to be called, so it's going to go back to the Wildcats possession arrow there. So I give thanks here tonight to Simplicity Credit Union. They bring home the win with great mobile options and the right loan for your family, your business, or your home. Check them out at simplicity.coop today. Jackson in the backcourt, and it's going to be turned over to Peyton Stroik. Gets it back to Jaden Stroik. 3-ball on the way, that one. And that's going to go against Haley Krzyzewski here. Her second personal team foul, number 4 now. Henschel. So Ella Van Order will check back in here for the Cardinals in place of Jaden Stroik. Celia Christensen to inbound it here for the Wildcats. So you've got Jewel Christensen, Henschel. And Harper Shipley here for the Wildcats. And Van Order nearly able to poke that one out of there. And they're going to say last touch by Christensen, so back to the Cardinals it goes. We give thanks also tonight to Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Find great deals and tires at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Up to $175 off now through December 18th. There's no better time for new tires from Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Again, that is Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Celia Christensen, that's her second personal team foul, number 4 now for the Wildcats. Shirk over to Sankey. Sankey 3-ball on the way. That one is good for Sammy Sankey. 7 points now for Sammy. Sammy, Samantha. We'll say Sammy, though. It sounds good. Oh, partial Euro step, unable to convert on that one, but Henschel with a rebound. Back over to Jackson. Jackson, that one rattles in and out. Peyton Stroik comes out of there with a rebound. And she averages nearly 4 rebounds a game here for the Cardinals in this early goings here. Ball turned over, that's Henschel. Henschel 3-ball, that one short. Jewel with a rebound, back up with it for Jewel, unable to convert. Gets her own rebound, goes up with it, and will be called for the travel. Rachel Ballinger checks back in here for the Wildcats in place of Celia Christensen. Shirk bounces it down into Krzyzewski to give down to Van Order down low. Van Order doing some work down low. And she now has 8 points here tonight. Jackson unable to. And Van Order the left-hand layup to score it. Double digits now for Ella. Already near her season average through 4 games. Henschel trying to get it across that timeline here. Down into Jewell, down low. Jewell up with it and score it for McKenna Jewell, the sophomore here for the Wildcats. Shirk, long pass over to Payton-Zroyk. That one rebounded by Krzyzewski, goes back up with it. That one rattles in and out. And they're going to get Harper Shipley on that. That's going to be her first personal foul. Team foul number 5 here. So both teams now with the 5 fouls here with about 5:24 to go here in this opening half. Stroik over to Shirk, unable to convert on that one. Pionic with a rebound and score it for Maddie Pionic. She also in double digits now with 10 points. Both her and Van Order with 10 points apiece. And Ella Van Order with the steal there on defensively. Bounces it into Pionic. Pionic long swing to Shirk. Shirk 3-ball on the way. That one nearly 85% down and rattles out back to the Wildcats. Visit Marshfield to see the largest holiday lights display in central Wisconsin, featuring over 2 million lights at Wildwood Park. Open every night from 5 to 9 p.m. The day after Thanksgiving through New Year's Eve. Admission is free with a suggested donation of non-perishable food or cash. For more information, go to visitmarshfield.com. And that's only about a 45-minute jaunt down the interstate, so certainly worth the trip, no doubt. Give down low, and that's going to be Harper Shipley with her first 2 points here tonight. Shirk across the timeline over to Krzyzewski, gets it down into Van Order, and count it. The continuation there for Ella Van Order. 12 points here now for Ella. She'll go back to that Serpro free throw line here to try to complete the and one. Jaden Stroik checks in here for the Cardinals in place of Peyton Stroik. Van Order able to complete the and one from the infamous Serpro free throw line. 13 points in the game for Ella in this first half of action. Jackson over to Henschel. Henschel keeps the dribble tied up there by both Shirk and Krzyzewski, so it will go back to the Cardinals here. Of course, you got Mike Schmoll down there, Eugene Schmitz, and Dave Wysocki, a trifecta of Pacelli legends, if I do say so myself. Jaden Stroik over to Pionic. Pionic 3-ball. That one is good for Maddie Pionic, and that is her third triple here tonight. Perfect 3 of 3 from behind the 3-point line here for Pionic. And jump ball, it's going to stay here with the Wildcats.
Jump ball, possession,
So Ballinger inbounded here for the Wildcats. Henschel 3-ball, and Allison Henschel now with 7 points in the game. And as we mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, she leads this squad with about 21 points a contest through 7 games here. Give down low to Shirk, and she's going to draw the foul down low. She will make her way to that Serpro free throw line call. That's going to go against Shipley, I believe.
Foul on number 5, Harper Shipley, third personal, team 7. Kinsley Shirk at the line for Pacelli, shooting 2.
And that is going to be her third. And that one is good for Shirk.
In the game for Wild Rose, number 34, Rebecca Buck.
Shirk's second attempt is up and good, so a perfect 2 of 2 from that Serpro free throw line here tonight for Kinsley Shirk. That's Ballinger. Pjanic out front with a steal, going coast to coast, and Maddie Pjanic up to 15 points here tonight for the Cardinals. Just under 3 minutes to go here in half number 1. Henschel back over to Jackson, turn back over, out up to Van Order. To Shirk. Shirk thought about it for a moment, gets it off to Jaden Stroik. Stroik down low into Van Order. Kicks it over to Shirk. Van Order, a little 7-footer, no good. That one gonna go back to the Wildcats. We give thanks tonight to Infinity Exteriors. Infinity Exteriors installing peace of mind roofing, siding, and windows that are built to last. Saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors, we guarantee quality that you can trust. So Shirk called for that foul. That's her second. Jaden Stroik, 3-ball on the way. That one rattles in and out. And Jewel with a rebound. And they're going to get Krzyzewski on that one. Her third personal, team foul number 7. Both teams now in that single bonus here by virtue of the 7 fouls apiece here. And the sophomore here in McKenna Jewell to shoot the 1-and-1.
McKenna Jewell at the line for Wild Rose, shooting 1 plus the bonus.
That one is up. That one will miss. And back to the Cardinals it goes. That was a 1-and-1. At the 2-minute mark here in half number 1, gets it out to Pjanic. Pjanic surveys it, gets it back over to Krzyzewski, over to Shirk. Shirk back to Haley. Back to Shirk. Strike over to Van Order. Corner 3-ball on the way. That one will miss, and it's going to go back here to Wild Rose. So a minute 41 here remaining in this opening half. Both teams in the single bonus, as we mentioned about a minute and a half or so ago, Angelica will say. And Angelica keeps all of us in line all the time here. Does a great job on production, in fact. Does Angelica. So minute 40 here to go in this opening half. Henschel gets it out over to Ballinger. That one in this long, good hustle there by Henschel, but unable to keep that alive for the Wildcats. And Henschel comes out of there with a steal. Henschel gets it over. Stroik comes away with it here, so nearing that 1 minute remaining here in this first half of action. Shirk over to Van Order. Jaden Stroik guarded there by Jackson, and she's going to draw the blocking foul, and she'll go to the Serpro free throw line here tonight. Will Jaden. That's going to go against the sophomore Becca Button, her first. Jaden unable to convert on her first of 2. Sammy Sankey and Peyton Stroik checking back in here for the Cardinals in place of Van Order and Shirk. That one good, so Stroik good for 1 of 2 there. 8 points in the contest for Jaden tonight. Ballinger back to Jackson, back over to Henschel. Henschel and Stroik there with a steal. That you have to think Pacelli probably looking to maybe try to play for this last shot here in this opening half. Chance to run in that one. And rebounded there by Pjanic. So Pjanic, 49-11 here, our first half score here. And give his to Ballinger, back to Jackson. Jackson goes right, picked up by Sankey, up with it, and that one no good. And at a halftime score here, 49-11, our halftime score. We'll take a brief pause here for halftime. We'll bring it right back. Here we'll run through our first half scoring here for both squads. You are listening to and watching high school girls basketball action here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff-Favor Real Estate Group.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield. Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauernfeind Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
At Nicolay Bank, a great rate isn't new or trendy. Our Real Rewards checking has offered 3.00% annual percentage yield since 2011, earning customers over $30 million in interest. Join your friends and neighbors in experiencing Real Rewards checking and get excited to earn 3% more. See terms and apply at nicolaybank.com. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
Win for you and your school with the Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. News Channel 7 Winter Wonders Coloring Contest. Kids 10 and under could win up to $500 for your school and a gift card for you. Get the details and submit your entry at SherrillTireColoringContest.com. The Sherrill Tire and Auto Service Winter Wonders Coloring Contest is how kids 10 and under could win up to $500 for your school and a gift card for you. Show us your winter wonders with Sherrill Tire and Auto Service and News Channel 7.
All right, we are back here. We're at the half here. Our halftime score reading 49-11 here in favor of the host Pacelli Cardinals. Here I'll run through our first half scoring here tonight, starting with the visiting Wild Rose Wildcats. And Allison Henschel leading the way for the Wildcats. First half scoring with 7 points. And then 2 points tonight for the sophomore McKenna Jewell, and 2 points for sophomore Harper Shipley. The 11 total team points here tonight for the Wildcats in half number 1. And switching things on over to the Pacelli's side of the ledger, we'll go with junior Maddie Pjanic leading all scorers here tonight with 17 first half points. You get 13 first half points tonight from Ella Van Order. 8 points here tonight from junior Jaden Zdroik in the first half. Sammy Sankey with 7 first half points, and then 2 points apiece for both Haley Krzyzewski and Addison Shirk here. So the 49 team points here. Again, 49-11 our score out here in Stevens Point at Stevens Point Pacelli in this CW South Conference action. Pacelli, again, as I mentioned, they'll be back in action Tuesday night. They'll hit the road over to Thunderbird country over in Iowa, Scandinavia. That's, I believe that one's a 7 o'clock start. And I believe we'll have that one as well. In fact, I think I will be doing that game on Tuesday. And then Wild Rose, on the other hand, they'll be back in action on Monday night. It's a home game for them. They'll be hosting Gresham. That's Monday the 15th. And, of course, Wild Rose here, they the last game, they were victorious 44-41 over Marion Tigerton. That was on Monday night, just a few nights ago here. Again, they're 4-3 on this season here, head coached by Brett Brooks here. It's been all Pacelli, though, in this first half of action. We'll take a brief pause. We'll bring it right back here. We'll have the second half of action coming up here in just a few moments. You're listening to and watching high school girls basketball action here tonight on Zaleski Sports, presented by our friends from over at the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Hey, Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices? You got them. In-store, online. We drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big-name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline motor oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. Only at Fleet Farm.
Looking to buy flooring today? Shop R&R Flooring and Furniture. We have more flooring in stock and ready to go than the big box stores. Over 250,000 square feet.
That's right, over 250,000 square feet of luxury vinyl planking carpet in over 150 colors.
R&R guarantees you will find what you're looking for at a price you won't find anywhere else.
Grab your new floor today or schedule an installation.
When it comes to flooring, furniture, and mattresses,
it's easy.
Come to R&R Flooring and Furniture today. That's all it takes.
You ask us, picking out new furniture should be fun, and when you work with us, it is. Home Furniture's free design assistance in your home or in our store. We make the process as easy as possible by helping you envision what your furniture and your room will look like. What inspires you? Visit Home Furniture today to create a single sofa or an entire room. We'll help you bring it all together. Dream it, create it, love it. Home Furniture's free design assistance, West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
All right, we are back here. Angelica giving me the proverbial thumbs up here that signals we're back again at the half here. About 3 or so minutes here to go remaining in this first half of action. As we mentioned here, it's been all Stevens Point Pacelli in this opening half of action here out at the good old friendly confines here of Stevens Point Pacelli. Here again, 49-11 our halftime score. We'll run through the first half scoring one more time here in case you may have missed that here. So we'll start again with the Wildcats. 7 first half points for Allison Henschel and 2 points apiece for both Harper Shipley and McKenna Jewell here for the 11 total team points here. And again, for the Cardinals, first half scoring leading the way, all scorers here tonight in the first half. Maddie Pionik with 17, including a perfect 3 of 3 from the three-point land. And then you get 13 points from Ella Van Order, 8 points for Jaden Stroik, 7 points for Sammy Sankey, and then 2 points apiece for both Addison Shirk and Haley Krzyzewski here in the opening half. We'll take one more, maybe 2 more. We'll see. We'll see how the things shake out here. We'll see. We'll kind of go with Angelica's choice here because she is she keeps us in line here. So again, about 2 minutes remaining here. We'll bring it back here in just a few moments for the second half of action. Again, you're listening to and watching high school girls basketball here tonight on Zaleski Sports, presented by Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
My grandparents worked so hard their whole life to keep things nice. You want to make sure that you're getting the job done correctly. At no point did I feel like I wasn't being handled by professionals. They were literally taking it on a surgical level, it seemed. Like they were very, very thorough on every step. I feel like Infinity treated my family with the same respect they would have treated their own. I feel like my house is brand new again.
Hello, Wisconsin. Felt's Dairy Store in Stevens Point is your spot for family fun, Wisconsin style at the farm. Come have an ice cream or some of their daily made fresh cheese curds while observing the robotic barn milking the cows. Ask for a tour of the farm or let the kids see the cows up close. Various Wisconsin-made dairy and beef products, seasonal decor, and outdoor activities are just the start of the family fun that awaits you at the Felt's Dairy Store, just a half mile from Walmart in Stevens Point. Phelps Dairy Store, food, family, and fun.
All right, welcome back here. Second half, just about 35, 40 seconds here away. Here again, first half score 49-11 here in favor of the Cardinals. And exactly 2 weeks to go until Christmas time here. Hard to believe how quickly it's been a very wintry December here, really goings here. And it is technically not even winter yet. 10 more days.
Second half starters for Wild Rose: Kelly, Christensen, Shipley, Henschel, and Bellinger.
So Mackenzie Kelly, Celia Christensen, Harper Shipley, Allison Henschel, Rachel Ballinger, same starters here for the Wildcats. Same starters here for the Cardinals, and that one is going to get stuck there. There don't seem to be a lot of volunteers jumping out here to go and get that one. Maybe Coach Brooks can get up there and grab it for us. Nope. I want to give thanks here tonight to Nicolay Bank. Nicolay Bank offers personal banking at its best. Locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill. Or learn more at nicolaybank.com. So a little pause in the action here with a little basketball malfunction, we'll call it. If that's the right term or not. Let's see who can get there first. It's a mad rush to see who can. I think Wayne Sankey possibly could get up there. I don't think he will, though, but he maybe could. He would say no, but all right. So we are back in action here now. Henschel across the timeline, swings it on over to Christensen. Christensen guarded there by Jaden Zdroik. Back over to Henschel. Down into Christensen. Christensen back up top to Henschel. Mackenzie Kelly. Defended there by Kinsley Shirk. Over to the baseline there, that's Ballinger. Ballinger gets it down low, that's Harper Shipley going up with it. And Henschel unable to come out of there with it. Krzyzewski with another rebound. Again, I mentioned she averages 7 rebounds a game. Shirk. Strike with a little head fake, swings it out to Pjanic, swings it over to Krzyzewski. That one no good, and rebounded by Pjanic, and Henschel comes out of there with it for the Wildcats. Just over a minute gone by in the second half of action. And a travel turn back over to the Cardinals. I give thanks here tonight to Home Furniture. Fill your home with the best from Home Furniture. Sofas, sectionals, beds, recliners, lighting tables, rugs, and so much more. Home Furniture with locations on Grand Avenue in Wisconsin Rapids and on Post Road in Plover. And she'll go in left. Back up to Mackenzie Kelly. Pjanic pokes that one out of there. One person to beat here. Goes in with it and score it for Maddie Pjanic. Up to 19 points to lead all scorers here tonight. 9 of those from the three-point land. That one poked away, but stays here with the Wildcats. That one stolen away there by Jaden Zdroik, who again, and we mentioned here in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, averages about 7.5 steals a game as well. So and the 7's Wild with the 7 rebounds, the 7 assists, the 7 steals per game.
Wild Rose follow number 21,
That is going to go on Rachel Ballinger. It's going to be her first personal foul here, team foul number 1 in the second half. Kinsley Shirk, that one rattles in and out. Boarded by Zdroik. Down low into Pjanic. Bounces it in, nice bounce pass into Van Order. Van Order goes up with it. And is going to draw the foul here. Well, she'll go to the Serpro free throw line. And that's on Harper Shipley, her 4th personal foul. Team foul number 2 in the second half. Van Order, that one is up and it is good. McKenna Jewell checks back in here for the Wildcats in relief of Harper Shipley. Van Order second on the way, that one is good. So 2 of 2 from that Serpro free throw line tonight. She's 3 of 4 overall from the line here tonight. 75% for those statisticians out there. Baseline, Van Order, good defense there on the baseline. Jewell the rebound. And Krzyzewski comes out of there with it. Out to Henschel. Bounces it back over to Henschel. Henschel takes it in to her right, back up top. Back over to Celia Christensen. And Krzyzewski there with a steal. One person to beat. A little turnaround jumper, unable to score on that one. Shirk with the rebound. Now to Pjanic, swings it over to Van Order. A little jumper from the elbow there. That one is up and it is good. So Haley Krzyzewski now with 4 points. Down into Mackenzie Kelly, back over to Ballinger. Ballinger tries to get it down in there to Christensen. And foul before the pass there on the arm, it looks like. I think that's going to be Christensen. That'll be her 3rd. Team foul number 3 now here, so Sammy Sankey checking in here for Kinsley Shirk. Sankey to inbound it, and a timeout here going to be called by head coach Brett Brooks. We'll take a brief timeout here. You are listening to high school girls basketball here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
The littlest thing of walking or just being able to get around the community or walk to the grocery store or walk around the grocery store is just something little, but that is such an impactful thing, I think, to the patient to say, okay, well, I have 5 other things, but you were able to just help me with one of them. And I think that is gratifying for me personally, just to help even one small aspect of their life.
All right, we are back. I want to give thanks here tonight to Valley Communities Credit Union. For 90 years, Valley Communities Credit Union has been part of your hometown team. Local, trusted, strong Valley Communities Credit Union, where community comes first, federally insured by the NCUA. That is Valley Communities Credit Union. So Jewell with a rebound, gets it out front to Henschel. Henschel hands it off to Christensen. Christensen picked up there by Pjanic. Back to Henschel, swings it over to Mackenzie Kelly to Jewell. Down in the corner to Ballinger. Ballinger back up to Kelly. Kelly baseline cut off there by Sankey, and we'll count that as a block. That'll add to Jaden Stroik, also able to get a number of blocks. Sankey behind the three-point line. That one no good. Van Order with a rebound and unable. We'll get a foul, I think, before that. Let's see who that is on. It's going to go against Ella Van Order, her first personal. She'll check out here. Peyton Stroik back into the game here for the Cardinals. And Tegan Jackson back in here for the Wildcats. Back over to Henschel. Henschel goes right with it. Hands it off to Jackson. Jackson, that one misses short. Rebounded by Zdroik. Jaden Zdroik, that is. As there are a couple of Zdroiks on the floor. Jaden Zdroik, 3-ball, that one no good. Jewel up with a rebound, and Krzyzewski there. She'll go to the Serve Pro free throw line, and I think they're going to get Jewel on the foul. I beg your pardon, that's going to go against Ballinger. That's going to be her second. And Krzyzewski good on first of 2 here from the Serve Pro free throw line. Checking into the game now is the junior Anna Matecki now here for Pacelli in place of Maddie Pionic. Krzyzewski, that one, that was out. Christensen back over to Henschel. Henschel guarded there by Matecki. Tries to get it down into the paint there and poked out of there by the Cardinals. Strike going in right, bounces it into Sankey. Sankey up to Matecki. Peyton Zdroik, 3-ball on the way. That one misses short. Jewel with a rebound. So Jewel now with about 4 rebounds here tonight. Of course, just the sophomore and McKenna Jewel. He's got a couple points as well here tonight. Henschel with a take. And Allison Henschel now with 9 points. Sankey, 3-ball, that one rattles in and out. Krzyzewski with a rebound, gets her own rebound, goes back up with it and score it. 7 points here tonight for Haley. Henschel looking to get it down into the paint. Back over to Sankey. Sankey back to Jaden Zdroik. Back to Sankey. Bounces it in, turn around, and Krzyzewski there. Nine points here tonight for Haley. And we'll get a pair of substitutions here. You've got Shirk and Vivian Berna here to check in here for the Cardinals. So Vivian, the freshman, so one of 3 freshmen, I should say. Yeah, we've got Peyton Zdroik, Vivian Berna, and Kinsley Shirk. Just the 2 seniors, and both Sankey and Van Order, the 2 captains. Jackson gets it out front to Shipley. Shipley running the length of the floor, and she's going to draw the foul. Beg your pardon, that was Christensen on the take. And that'll go against Anna Matecki, her first personal. Team foul number 2. Christensen up, good. As I mentioned, Celia averages about 10 points a game here for the Wildcats. That one is up, and it is good. So a perfect 2 of 2, couple points. Celia now on the board here for the Wildcats. 7 minutes gone by here in half number 2. And Matecki able to hang on to things. Back over to Shirk. Shirk going in with it. Now to Peyton Zdroik. Thought about it for a moment. And it's going to stay here with the Cardinals. So Matecki inbounded here for Pacelli. Anna, the junior, gets it, tries to get it up to Peyton anyways, and that one poked out of there. Celia Christensen, jumper, that one, and that one calling some glass there. So Celia now with 4 points. A couple of free throws and then that jumper here. So Henschel comes out of there with a steal. And Henschel to score it. So the Wildcats on a little bit of a little momentum here. And a foul is going to get called here against Christensen, and that's going to be her 4th. That'll be her team foul number 5. So you've got Jaden Stroik, Krzyzewski, Van Order, Pionic back into the game here along with Peyton Stroik. Pionic swings it back over to Jaden Stroik. Henschel cuts that off there, left side. Long pass just out of the outstretched hands there of Maddie Pionic back over to the Wildcats. Give thanks here tonight to Stevens Point Orthopedics. They are proud to provide complimentary sports physicals to Central Wisconsin athletes this winter. Call 715-344-0701 to schedule your appointment. That's 715-344-0701. Whether that's winter or spring, be sure to check them out for your sports physical. Out in front to Krzyzewski going up with it, and Haley now up in double digits with 11 for the Cardinals. Back over to Jackson, swings it back to Henschel. Henschel leads the way here with 11, and Allison Henschel doing Allison Henschel-like things here. The 3-point bucket there, up to 14 points here tonight. And Stroik in some trouble there, gets it back over to Peyton Stroik into Van Order, bounces it into Jaden. Jaden goes up with the left hand and score it for Jaden Stroik. So now she is in double digits with 10. So you'll have the running clock here from our public address announcer, David Wysocki. Henschel looking baseline there, poked out of there with Van Order and Krzyzewski on the run. Krzyzewski with it, and Haley Krzyzewski now with 13 points. And we'll get a timeout called here. Head coach Brett Brooks will take a pause ourselves and bring it right back. You are listening to and watching high school girls basketball action here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Looking for a place where everyone feels at home? Welcome to Point Brewery, your family-friendly tap room with something for everyone. From a wide variety of local brews to classic Point sodas for the kids, we've got the perfect pour for everyone. Craving a bite? We've got hot, cheesy Portesi pizzas ready when you are. Whether you're hanging out inside or soaking up the sun in our outdoor beer garden, there's space to unwind. Planning a celebration? Reserve our private event room and make it a gathering to remember. Point Brewery, good times, great taste, all on tap.
All right, we are back here. Timeout here called on the floor from head coach Brett Brooks. Collaborating with his squad here. And Angelica doing a great job on production again. Back in the production booth, we'll say, right? So on the floor here for the Cardinals, you've got Shirk, Kinsley Shirk, Sammy Sankey, Ella Van Order, Anna Matecki, and Vivian Berna here. So gets it down into Christensen, and Christensen counted. Celia Christensen. 6 points, looking to try to complete the and one here. That's going to go against the freshman Vivian Berna. Her first personal foul, team foul number 3 here for the Cardinals. Christensen calling glass on that one. Jackson pokes it out of there up to Henschel. Henschel going with it, and foul before the shot on the floor here, I think. That's going to go against Matecki. That'll be her second personal foul, team foul number 4 now. And back up top, that's Isabella Vanderwerf. Isabella, the sophomore, number 35 there up top. Isabella, 3-ball on the way. That one misses, is on line, but misses short. So back to the Cardinals it goes. Into Matecki. Double there by both Henschel and Christensen. Back to the Wildcats go. 6:31. Of course, now as our PA Dave Wysocki mentioned here, the running clock by virtue of that point differential. Henschel looking down low to try to get it in down to Harper Shipley there. Shipley on the baseline, defended there by Berna. Back over to Jackson, number 20, Teagan. And Henschel, a little floater, unable to get that to go back to the Wildcats. Get down in the paint. Van Order tips that one out of there. It goes back to Matecki, and I'll say a double dribble, so back to the Wildcats it goes. Back to Jackson. Jackson down into Shipley. Down low. Turnaround jumper got it, and that is Celia Christensen. 9 points in the game here for Celia. Jumper by Sankey, no good. Rebounded there by Berna. And Christensen with a rebound. Henschel back over to Vanderwerf. Vanderwerf cuts it over to Shipley there. Christensen down low, unable to convert on that 3-footer down low, so back to the Cardinals. Van Order over to Sankey, back over to Matecki. Pacelli, in all likelihood, probably looking to maybe burn a little bit of clock here. Out in front, comfortably, we'll say. Peyton Stroik looking to check back in here, looks like, for the Cardinals, along with McKenna Jewell for the Wildcats. Shirt goes up with a little floater in the lane, unable to get that to go. Rebounded, pulled down by Harper Shipley. Again, Shipley, the rebounding leader for the Wildcats at 7.5 boards a game. Nice take by Christensen, goes back up, gets her own board, and Christensen with 11 points, all in the second half for Celia. Shirt back to Matecki, gets it back to Van Order. Little head fake, floater, got it, and Ella Van Order. 17 points now for Ella. Henschel goes baseline, jumper no good, rebounded by Van Order. Van Order back to Sankey. Back over to Sankey, swings it back to Kinsley Shirk. Sankey, little jumper corner there, that one misses. Back to Allison Henschel. Both Christensen and Henschel both in double digits here tonight. Double figures, I should say. Well, digits too, I suppose. Either way. Jackson 3-ball, that one Misses long, rebounded by Shirk. Nearing that 2.5 minute mark here to go in this one. Of course, we'll have our Nasonville Dairy post-game show shortly after the conclusion of this one. Berna looking for Van Order. That one stolen away from Shipley. Jump shot, that one misses. Van Order with a rebound. And Coach Smaglick taking a timeout here. We'll take a brief pause, bring it right back. You are listening to and watching high school girls basketball action here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends over at the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
All right, we are back here. The waning 2 minutes and 11 seconds here to go in this one. Pacelli looking to improve to 3-1 overall. They will move to 2-0 in conference play. And the Wildcats will drop to 4-4 on the regular season and 1-2 in conference action. So again, Pacelli probably looking just to kind of run some offense, look for a good shot here in these final 2 minutes or so. Shirk in some trouble up top there, picked out of there by Mateki. She'll bounce it into Peyton's Droik. Berna, the jump shot, that one misses in and out. Rebounded by Henschel. Henschel running the floor, Christensen back to Henschel. That one will stay here with the Wildcats. Henschel, 3-ball, that one no good. Rebounded there by Christensen. Peyton Strike, little Euro step, that one nearly goes. Back out to Shirk, Shirk to Mateki. And a jump ball on the floor here.
Jump ball possession. Pacelli.
So it will stay here with the Cardinals. And back to the Wildcats it goes here. So by way of the jump ball possession here. So just the final 30 seconds here. This one will be in the books, as they say. Christensen drawing the foul. I think they're going to get Peyton Zdroik there. And that will be a final out here at the Student Activity Center here in Stevens Point. Stevens Point Pacelli victorious 68-29. Our final score. We'll have our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Of course, Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds, Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. We'll take a brief pause. Hopefully get a few words here with Coach Allison Smaglick and our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player in just a few moments. You've been listening to and watching high school girls basketball action here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends over at the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, We ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy.
All right, we are back. Seems like we never really left, Coach. But first of all, congratulations. You guys get your second conference victory here tonight. You improved to 3-1 on this very young season. Talk about tonight's game, obviously. I mean, you guys certainly, I guess I would say pretty much in control for the most part, pretty much from half to half.
You know, like you said, it's really early on in our second conference game, and we were lucky to have it at home again. I think the girls kind of had a chip on their shoulder from last year with them beating us on our home court. But overall, you know, they're a very young team, and I thought overall everybody who came in and contributed some minutes did something positive for us.
Yeah, you really did. You know, I kind of looked through the stat sheet, and just a whole lot of ink that I was kind of really running through. But, you know, and these are the kind of games, you know, you saw some of your younger groups. You've got, you know, some pretty decent freshmen here. Obviously, we know seniors Sammy Sankey and certainly Ella Van Order. Talk about some of these younger players, because kind of you have a nice mix of really kind of the younger players and some of the veterans here like Sammy.
What's nice about being at a small school is they travel from sport to sport with each other. Yes. So, you know, they're very close with each other. And I think, you know, that means a lot with cohesiveness and understanding where each other are on their courts, strengths and weaknesses of each other. So that's a blessing that I get to be at a small school and get to enjoy that and not have, you know, much on my shoulder because they're so close.
Yeah, they really are, and you can kind of see that. You know, a lot of these athletes, certainly we've seen them in multiple sports, whether it's softball or volleyball or track or cross country, soccer, whatever the case is. But Coach, you're back in action over at Iola Scandinavia next Tuesday. What can we kind of think? I mean, I don't know a lot about Iola Scandinavia. Any thoughts as we get into next week here?
You know, I kind of established a little bit of a full court man-to-man, which I was impressed with what we have. You know, some of the scores have been very lopsided, so unfortunately I can't fully put that on. But I would like to start off with that against Iola and see. I think we have a really quick team, heavier on the guards this year. But, you know, each year is a new team, so, you know, I think they're a pretty decent team. So, you know, we look forward to that game, and then we come right back and play Almond, so that's a huge game for us.
That's going to be, yeah. Absolutely. Coach, anything more as far as what we can kind of expect out of this group? You know, you lost some seniors, certainly some pretty obviously valuable seniors, but, you know, again, we have some younger players coming in here. Anything more, I guess, that you have before we get it over to our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player?
First of all, we miss you.
Yes.
You guys come into our games.
I love doing these games. I got to be honest with you. I love doing them. So
good. You know, we lost 3 girls last year. We gained 3 girls. I have strong faith in, our 2 seniors to help lead this team. We come off as a veteran team, even with those 3 freshmen coming in.
Yeah.
Things are looking good. They just have to, I think the confidence is there. We'll go as far as what they are willing to go. So I look forward to it. We should, get some more games rolling. This was only our
Absolutely.
4th game, so
Yeah.
Hopefully we get some going and some good games happening.
Hopefully Mother Nature can kind of cooperate a little bit more with us. Well, Coach, I'm going to give you a fist bump. We got to keep the fist bump streak going here, Coach. That's head coach Allison Smaglick, really talking about this squad. And Sammy, I know you're one of 2 seniors on the squad. You had a nice game tonight. I think I had you for 7 points here. But, more importantly, just the team basketball that you play. You have that mix of, of you and Ella, the 2 seniors, but you have some freshmen, you have some sophomores, and certainly a very big junior class. What is your role with this team, Samantha, if you wouldn't mind, or Sammy, I guess. We call you Sammy.
We try to uplift our underclassmen now that we're seniors. We did play some fall sports with them, so we kind of build up that friendship we had with them, but we try to lift them up and get them the ball so they can be better ball handlers and better basketball players.
Well, absolutely. And, you have that 3-point shot. We've seen it even last year when we did games. Certainly you can get hot, certainly out from 3 and certainly within 3 too. But, just so many weapons on this team. You guys are a fun team to watch. You force a lot of turnovers. You play good team basketball. It's just the 4th game here. It's your senior year. Any thoughts you have? Any goals that you might individually have?
I think we're going to get better at defense, move our feet more, not get as many fouls earlier in the game. Obviously, our goal is to get to state, so hopefully we can bring each other there.
You know what? That's a great goal to have, Sammy, and certainly the way that you have played. Again, I know it's very early, and I know that last year you were awfully close to that too. But that's a great goal, certainly. But I'm sure Coach would say 1 game at a time. But you probably know the drill, I think, right? We'll get you okay. So what I'll do is I'll count you down. I'll go 3, 2, 1. I'll hand you the mic. I'll have you say your name and that you are in the house. So we'll go 3, 2, 1.
I'm Sammy Sankey, and I'm in the house.
All right. Hey, I got to give you a fist bump.
Thank you.
All right. That is senior, one of the 2 co-captains here in Sammy Sankey here. As Coach Smaglick said, she's certainly very deserving here of the Zaleski Sports Highlight House. Certainly glad to be here calling the games. Angelica doing a great job on production. Let's go through our first our scoring here tonight. I don't have my cheaters on, so my glasses here, but we'll start with the Wildcats here. Allison Henschel with 16 points, and then you get 11 points tonight from Celia Christensen. You get 2 points tonight for both Harper Shipley and McKenna Jewell. So that is the scoring here for the Wildcats. Again, they will fall to 4-4, so 500 on this season, 1-2 in conference play. We'll switch things over here to the Cardinals. They were led in scoring tonight by junior Maddie Pionic, who had 19 points here, 17 of those coming in the first half. You get 17 points from the senior Ella Van Order. 13 points here tonight from junior Haley Krzyzewski. 10 points here tonight from senior Jaden Stroik. And then you get 7 points from Sammy Sankey, and 2 points here tonight for the freshman here in Kinsley Shirk. So, some very balanced scoring. You see a lot of different weapons on this Pacelli squad. They can just do so many things. Just a stingy defense, as Coach Smaglick said, able to apply. They'll probably be looking to apply some of that press defense, certainly as they get further into the season here. But again, a final out here, Student Activity Center, 68-29 here. Pacelli will be back in action next Tuesday. They will be at Iola Scandinavia, and then the Wildcats, they'll be back in action Monday with Gresham. So from all of us at Zaleski Sports, Brandon Berencott on the call here tonight, Angelica on our production staff. Have yourselves a very good weekend. Try to stay warm, everyone. Thank you.